Hello everybody and welcome to ChessDiagnostic. This is Andrew and I'm back with another video, and hopefully I can keep making these videos. Honestly, I've just been so busy with my business every time I think it slows down. But also I haven't totally fallen off the chess wagon. I've been studying these Artur Yusupov books, the Boost Your Chess. I know these are for beginners, but you know, it's always good to go over the fundamentals. So I'm just going to make a video here, go through some puzzles, just get back into the swing of things. I got a new mic stand. I just updated this video software, and it seems to be working pretty good. So, all right, let's see where we're at here. White to move. Looks like the knight's going to take there. All right, bishop takes knight. Doesn't really do anything because the queen's covering it. Let's say... all right, so if the queen attacks that knight, then the knight can't take because then it's trapped. What else do we have here, though? Let's say, there we go. Oh, maybe not. What did I miss? Okay, so maybe the bishop has to take first, and then we can push. Ah, okay. And then a fork. That's a pretty complicated one there. All right. So, all right, let's go back and see. So I saw the main idea, this push here, because if the knight comes, then you could take. But why doesn't it work initially? So knight comes, let's say, because the knight could take after the pawn takes. And so I missed that the knight could cover, and the knight takes. All right, next one. All right, rook takes on, is that E5? All right. So it looks like he's just giving away a rook, but not because the bishop would pin. So rook takes, queen takes, and then he'd win the queen. So that doesn't necessarily work. But is there some kind of... all right, so... yeah, I guess that would still work. And then you just take here. So you win that free bishop. All right, pawn takes on d5, and it's white to move. Looks like the queen's trapped somewhat. I guess the queen could come back, but it looks like he has some mate threats, but the knight's covering there, rook's covering there. So how about the queen comes back? No, that doesn't work. I was thinking maybe you could trap the queen. Maybe just pawn takes. There we go. All right, so you win a piece, and then maybe you still even have an idea to trap that queen there. Oh. Still not, I guess. Maybe queen check? No. Now I'm just guessing here. Queen takes. Ah, okay. So then he takes with check. All right, so I analyzed queen back from here and check. I thought maybe just a check, but that doesn't accomplish anything. But why doesn't this work? Let's see. That's quite a complicated defense. So the rook has to come up. Ah, okay. So he wins too much material. That's why the queen sacrifices itself. So you got to be careful in those where it looks like the queen's trapped. Sometimes the opponent wins so much material that even you lose your queen. I've made that mistake. Actually, that's a weakness of mine from some recent games I played. All right, next one. Maybe we'll do two more here. D4, obviously threatening the bishop, but looks like maybe we can trap the queen. It takes here. Does that work? What if the knight comes out and then... No, that doesn't work because then he'd have an escape after the pawn takes. Pawn. Okay, the only thing I see here is that bishop comes, queen takes, and then... So there's only really one idea in here, maybe two. Pawn, that doesn't work. I'm trying to see if there's a way. All right, let's just try it anyway. There has to be some thing. Okay, there we go. So it's the rook. Those rook moves can be very hard. All right. And then rook up. So then the queen is tries a 2 move. All right, one more here. F3 threatening the queen. What if bishop takes first? That's obvious idea. Also, here, threatening mate. Okay, is there any difference between bishop? Ah, I see it. So queen takes, and then threatening here. And then the queen takes, obviously. All right. That's pretty easily winning with those passed pawns. All right, I said one more, but I feel like I'm in my zone now. All right, so queen to, what is that, d8? And it looks like it's black to move. This looks like the same position that we were just in, actually, just later. So he must not have made that. Queen takes. He missed threatening. Or maybe he took it and missed the bishop. I don't know. Who knows? Maybe we can take a look at this game. I think it's the same game. All right, where are we? So it's black to move, hitting that pawn. Looks like white has some activity, but this rook is just sitting here doing nothing. These wide open positions with the queen can be very tough because there's just so many moves. I'm seeing queen to b4, threatening the rook, but I don't really see what that accomplishes. Pawn forward. Basically, you want to push this pawn. Bringing the knight here doesn't really accomplish anything the queen could take, and then it's just a trade. Let's see. Okay, so maybe this is just a simple knight fork. That's pretty much the only thing. All right, so let's see. Take a look at this game here. Looks like this was a rapid game. So did black win? Black resign? You see that in these games. Sometimes you check out. All right, so what opening is this? Like a perk kind of defense? That's a good push. Should have maintained the tension there. Just bring the bishop in, really. Or even push f5. That's a move that or a error that I used to make all the time, where you just relieve the tension, but understanding activity really changes your mind to basically just keep everything tense and just develop all your pieces before you clarify the situation. All right, so f5, threatening that weak pawn. Go move, takes. Okay, again, clarifying the situation and allowing white to activate his knight. Bad decision by black. Move back, not good by white. Why didn't he just take this pawn? Oh, okay, so it was threatening here, but that probably would have been fine. I mean, he would have had a weak pawn, but the king can come up, and now actually that would have given white an open g-file to bring the rook in and then bring the king back. So a misjudgment by white. Bishop takes, knight takes. All right. He should have just kept attacking this pawn. Although now white's going to use the other. All right, so black has basically consolidated, although he has a lot of weaknesses. And now white just removed his queen from the center. A pretty bad decision. Although it's saying that white has a slight advantage. Practically, this would be harder to play as white. All right, so here we go. So we went from an advantage by white to equal. And as I said, it's easier to play this position as black because he has a strong attack. Oh, so he did. Took with the bishop. He should have taken with the queen. Yeah, so if he takes with the queen, it also threatens the queen, and then he can centralize his own queen and protect his weak king. Oh, it's still not bad. Wins the piece back. Oh, so he missed the knight fork. Ah, okay. So that was what I was talking about, was the knight moving forward, threatening the rook, doesn't accomplish anything. He could have actually, let's see. Okay, well, I misevaluated that part then. So queen takes. I actually lose. I hallucinating there. All right. I've actually been studying on a board, so looking at these screens, I'm going to start playing again. All right. So knight threatens the rook. Moves. Pretty good. That's a good move as well. Although black's still winning after. He should have just pushed the pawn. Or that's what I would have done. Well, it's not the best move. Ah. So he went from an advantage to giving away too much material. And white gets his king over in time. All right, so that was an interesting game. Just giving a quick look at it, seeing what's going on with the computer running. You see, actually, white was doing pretty well, except these wild swings, but on average, he played better. So, all right. So just making a quick video. Hopefully this isn't too shitty, but we're getting back into it. And I need to finish off the Fisher games and start back on the end games, because I found that book, Grandmaster Ram. I was looking for it for a while, but there was, I think, maybe like 96 positions that I had to do left. So I'm going to start on those. Even though they're quite boring, I might do just a quick video of that during the day, and then just try to do a better like game analysis video. All right, so thanks for watching, and hopefully this video wasn't too long, and I'll see you in the future. Bye.